whole life, I have always been very sporadic in my interests, and I've always had this struggle to stick with one thing in particular. So in fitness, this meant that I would do calisthenics, which is like body weight exercises, so doing push-ups and pull-ups and stuff. I go from that to then going into the gym, to inside the gym, going from bodybuilding to powerlifting to then changing all the workout splits, which means like instead of doing a push pull legs, I might do like an upper body lower body split all of a sudden, and I keep going back and forth on this, and then I go back to bodybuilding it with a push pull leg, and I keep rotating between these, and in the same thing in entrepreneurship, where I'd start doing drop shipping, which is basically like where you make a website and you try to sell like Chinese stuff off of a wholesale page. I'd go from doing that because didn't see any results for like a month. Then I'd go from that to starting an agency to after that starting doing drop shipping, never sticking with it for more like at maximum for more than like a month until I eventually landed on YouTube. And over the past year, I have gained over the past 2 years. Sorry, I've gained something like 10 to 15 kg of lean muscle mass, and and I'm starting to gain like 150 subscribers per month now because of one thing that I've learned to do, which is trusting the process. If you're like the average young man, like you and I, like you, yeah, like we. What am I trying to say? If you're like the average young man with crappy discipline who really struggles to stick with one thing at a time to actually really move the bar on that one thing, then let me tell you a story. Let's rewind 3 years ago to 3 years ago. I'm sit I'm sitting on my computer, furiously tapping the keys on the keyboard and like flicking my mouse. I'm playing Overwatch, and it's the end. We're approaching the end of the game, and the magic word pops up on screen: victory. I finally won. I finally won this game, and I used to be hard stuck in silver, but now I've climbed up to platinum, which, if you know the game, is not very impressive. But I was terrible at the game. But never mind. Okay, it's I was hard stuck in silver, and now I'm platinum. But now I'm stuck again. I plateaued again. I've stopped winning more than I lose. So I got bored and I switched over to playing Minecraft for a while. Then I switched over to playing Valorant. Then I switched back to playing Overwatch after like a month. And I would keep going like this, never really improving at any game because I'm very competitive, and I really value a lot of the motivation that I get. Like 80% of my motivation, I feel like it comes from that high of winning, or that high of really seeing progress and really winning. So a lot of my motivation in video games, for example, can be described in that victory sentence. That was where it came from. If I didn't see that, I would change games. And to be honest, this was the same mistake I was making in fitness and in entrepreneurship. Okay, and recently I've been struggling quite a bit with negative thoughts surrounding YouTube and surrounding my progress in YouTube because it doesn't feel like I'm making any progress. And I remember the same thing in fitness like a year ago when I was really gaining a lot of weight. Gaining a lot of weight. In a good way, I was bulking, but when I was really gaining a lot of weight, I felt these negative thoughts because it didn't feel like I was making any progress. But it's so important not to beat yourself up because when you look back on it now, I'm gaining 140 subscribers, 150 something subscribers per month now. And it doesn't sound like a lot because like in this world of like massive YouTubers, it doesn't sound like a lot, but isn't it crazy that I've done that? Like it is an actual real result, and 1,000 subscribers isn't out of reach for me now. Isn't that kind of like crazy if you think about it? I just, yeah, in this world with like million subscribers, it doesn't seem crazy, but it's a very real result as well as like the fitness results, and I am actually seeing results. Mm, just give me a sec. Okay, and the thing is that the progress simply takes time to come because you will never achieve anything if you're like me and you go and you change your workout splits all the time in fitness. If you go and change the way that you work out all the time in the gym, you're never going to actually see the results. Just like me, you're never going to see these like big results. You're just going to see like tiny results because if you always switch around, your body can never get the compounding returns of consistency. Let me say that again. Your body will never get the compounding returns on consistency. Because the thing is, with consistency, like it sounds nice because I'm working out 6 times per week, but yeah, if you change twice a week, change workout splits twice a week, you're going to get so much less out of those workouts because there's a compounding return on simply being consistent and simply drilling into the same problem, doing the same thing over and over again. There's a compounding return to that. To that. That's why I do one video a day right now. It's not because it's like this amazing thing. It's not because I expect these videos to be all that amazing right now. It's because hopefully I'm giving a lot of value. I really hope that these videos are helping. But the more important thing is that I know that I want to be good at this. I know that eventually I want to be able to give a lot of value. But in order to be able to give a lot of value, first off, I need to learn to speak. Because no matter how good my ideas are, no matter how good lessons I have to teach, it just doesn't matter if I'm not able to communicate them well, if I don't have a platform to communicate them. So that's the purpose of it right now. And if you think about it, YouTube is my first actual success story in entrepreneurship. And it doesn't sound crazy, I know, but still, it's the first really successful thing that I've actually done where I've actually managed to move the numbers above zero. Yeah, and you think about it. What's the only thing I did differently? Apart from choosing a much easier business model, because YouTube is a much easier model. It's basically make a video and then do that a whole lot, like a lot of times. But what's the other thing? Other thing, I've stuck to it for a year now, like on and off. But I've been doing this for a year now. That's the difference. The other things I couldn't stick to for more than a month. Okay, and I just like this quote from Buddha. From Buddha, I don't remember exactly, but so I'm gonna butcher it. But the two biggest mistakes you can do in reaching a goal is either not starting at all or stopping too early. Not starting at all, you probably solved that one. You're probably not there. But finishing too early, you probably do that all the time. You and I probably do that all the time, and that's why I want to show you a few frameworks because I've actually found kind of an operating system for your life where you can actually solve this problem. Okay, it's a combination of two models, and I'm gonna try to credit the people who I learned this from because it's honestly a life changing model. So first off, we have the 12-week year, which is basically instead of looking at like big annual years as your main time horizon, you go and you break that up into four different smaller sections. So you plan your month in 12 weeks or 3 months at a time. The reason why I really like doing this is because you can set so much more clear goals because a year is like a hell of a long time. So, how do you even know what goals are worth pursuing in a year? You don't. But in this like in the immediate 3 months, you can set a goal. Like I can look at my YouTube channel and go like in 3 months, I could have 500 subscribers. I could have 1,000 subscribers and it would be quite realistic for me if I went and like drilled into that problem. So I could go and make progress on that and then I could pivot. I could go, okay, now my physique matters and I'm going to document that on the YouTube channel. That's really how I'm going to do this. That's how I'm going to do this. But you see how planning in 3 months at a time can be so much more powerful? That's the benefit of using a shorter time horizon. The other benefit is that now you're committed for 3 months at a time. So now you have a plan for these 3 months. You're going to improve on YouTube. If you get demotivated along the way, or you find like, oh, fucking like selling cookies on Etsy is the way forward, you're not going to. You're committed for these 3 months. You can put it on your to-do list, like you can put it onto your calendar for the next 3 month period that you have open, and you can commit yourself to doing that afterwards. But you're committed for these 3 months. And this gives you like a bit of time to actually realize, no, I actually quite like the way that I'm doing things right now. And you don't actually want to go and sell cookies on Etsy. No offense to people who do that. I'm sure it's a nice model. It's a nice way to make a little extra money, but I don't think it's for me. And you see how that consistency will be such a massive asset for you in being able to stay consistent, because now you can let the ideas that you have, you can let them stew. I literally have a list of like eight different ideas for like ideas I've had along the way of like, wow, that would be a nice way to spend 3 months. So I put it onto my list, and now I can basically go and I can choose them. So once I have no plan for the 3 months, for like my 12-week year, I can go and I can put one of them on there. I can go like, okay, I'm gonna do like karate for 3 months. I can go and like become a coach. I can whatever else I have. I have a lot of ideas, but you see how much more powerful that is. And I'd like to couple that with the profession, obsession, and decompression framework. This is from Jody Cook. From Jody Cook, I saw it on Ali Abdallah's podcast Deep Dive, where he interviewed an entrepreneur named Jody Cook. It's honestly an amazing interview, so I really recommend that you go and listen to that one. Don't click off this video. This is very important. But yeah, so basically the model dictates that you should have 3 areas of your life: profession, obsession, and decompression. Decompression makes a lot of sense. It's anything that you do that actually decompresses you from the intensity of the other ones, or that recharges you in some way. This is sleep, this is going for walks, this is like hanging out with friends. Stuff that actually gives you energy. Then we have your profession and your obsession. And the point of this model is that you should only have these 3 categories in your life. So for each 12-week year, you decide, what is my profession going to be? What's my obsession going to be? What's my decompression going to be? For example, for me right now, because I'm in school takes up profession. There's no two ways about it. It's going to take up either profession or obsession. So school is taking up my profession. Then I have obsession, which is YouTube. So I have my profession, obsession, decompression set up. And then everything else that I want to do, I have to make, at the very least, like probably cut it out for now, or I have to to cut it down to be a very, very low effort thing right now. So for example, working out right now. It's I don't like it very much. I very much miss the gym. But right now it's not a priority. It's not that is not one of my priorities. So I've decided to let that one kind of fall by the wayside a little bit. So I do it I just do some work like a short workout in the morning, and that's what I do. I hope this makes made sense, and I've run completely out of time, so I'm gonna go now. Thank you for watching.